how to start your own parent stock and raise your day-old chicks in your farm. Are you ready to go into poultry breeding? Even if it's not commercial, you want to raise your own day-old chicks in your farm. You want to stop buying day-old chicks. This video is for you. We are live. If you have any question, please send your questions. If you join us, tap the screen 2 times so that double times so that you register your presence by giving this video this live a thumb up. Any question you have regarding this topic or any other topic on poultry, please drop it on the comment section immediately. Hatchery requirement. I was live few hours ago, but I want to make sure I complete this particular topic today. Hatchery requirements. Number 1 is hatchery building. Hatchery building is very important. A dedicated hatchery room where the incubator will sit. Clean egg receiving areas. Egg storage area needed. Incubation room is very important. Hatching room is very important. Cleaning and sanitation area where you clean the egg and prepare them to make sure they are clean before entering the incubator is very important also. Good ventilation. That room must be well ventilated if you want to have a very good hatchery. The egg itself has life inside it. That life they breathe in and breathe out, and they need fresh air to make sure that the room is conducive for the egg also and for the embryo that is developing inside the egg. It's very important. Reliable electricity. Please, you can't go into poultry breeding without reliable electricity. If you have electric supply in your area, make sure you have good generator. If possible, generators, and they have solar inverter properly installed that is capable of carrying the load so that you will not have any disruption in your electric supply. It is very important for a hatchery to have all these things. Hatchery is just like one that are in ICU. If there is no power in ICU or in theater, something will go wrong. Backup power supply is very important. We cannot overemphasize this, please. Another one is good water supply. The incubator itself has water area, water section where the water boils to make sure that we have enough humidity and temperature for the hatching eggs. Pests and rodent control. You don't need any rats or lizard inside that area so that they will not crack the egg or infect the egg. It must be fully protected. Though that you need ventilation, but that area must be fully protected from rodents. Please. Rats can go and cut wire in the incubator, and that incubator may not function. And once the incubator is not functioning, it's just like where somebody is in oxygen and the oxygen stop working, or there is no electricity to power the oxygen. Something will go wrong. The next one is section B of it is the incubation equipment. It's necessary. 1, the egg incubator with hatcher. You must use quality incubator. Automatic incubator, industrial incubator is very necessary. Please stop using locally fabricated incubators. Most of them will disappoint you at a long run. You will find it difficult to meet up, and you may lose all your investment. See, assuming you stock 4,000 eggs in your incubator, and it is locally fabricated, it doesn't have any automatic apparatus to function well. If the incubator is not automatic incubator, it means you will be manually regulating the incubators. Assuming you make mistake, assuming you slip off and could not regulate the incubator, what happens? The egg does not take, it's just like, remember that egg is live, does not give you notice before they die off. The embryo may eventually die off So it's very necessary that you make sure that there is steady light, and that air incubator is automatic incubator. Another one is that incubator must be automatic controller, automatic temperature controller, automatic humidifier. It must have thermometer, it must have hygrometer, it must have automatic egg tray, because it rotates and turns the egg and other hourly depending on the setting. Most of the incubators are 2 hours, some 1 hour. Every 1 hour the egg will rotate and turn, the incubator will rotate the egg tray and turns the egg inside the incubator, flip them right and left, up and down, so that all the sections of the egg get enough temperature so that they will hatch at the same time. So this incubator must have all these facilities. That will what make it industrial incubator. Hatching baskets must be there. Hatching basket is where you keep the eggs after 18 days of incubation. That is where the chicks hatches. Tomorrow, I say the next batch of this particular life will be on the incubation room. We have the incubation room here. We'll go to the incubation room, so that as I'm mentioning any of these things, I will show you directly from the incubation room. You see the incubator, you see most of all these parts I'm mentioning. This is live. If you have any questions, if you're just joining us, please just click thumb up so that we notice you. And if you have any question regarding this topic we're treating now, be free to drop your questions on the comment section. Now, the hatching basket, as I earlier said, is where the chicks hatch. Then the candling lamp is very important. Either you get the candling set or you can use candling torch. That candling torch is used to check the fertility of the eggs after 3, 8 days, 14 days before setting them for hatching. You make sure that the eggs are actually developing. The embryos are actually developing inside the egg. This is work of the torch. In the last life, I told them, if you have any local chicken that is incubating in your house, go there and pick one egg in the dark. Use your torch and flash at the head of that egg. You see the activities of the embryo inside the egg. That's the work of the lamp. That is the egg candler. The next one is there must be temperature and thermometer or humidity monitoring equipment in the hatchery room. Not the one that comes with the incubator. The room itself must have thermometer placed on the wall to regulate the environmental temperature, humidity of your poultry, of your hatching room. It is very necessary. We can't overemphasize on this. It is necessary that you must be placed. Backup temperature. That one is backup temperature because it does not come with the incubator. The incubator own is there, but this backup temperature must be there. It must be there always. And that one you must have in that hatching room is a standby inverter with good battery that can carry that incubator for hours in case there is any power failure, either electricity or whatever you're using. In case your generator have issues, the backup inverter can carry the incubator for the meantime. Incubator does not need to go off at all till the birds are hatched, especially during the hatching section. If the incubator goes off, some of the eggs may not hatch, and the hatch ones may hatch wrongly. They may not be active after hatching. That's why most of the times if you buy the old chicks, most of the that buy from these local ones, those cheap broilers. When you bring them to your farm or during breeding, you start losing many of them. That is because the temperature they use is inadequate. It's not correct. If you use irregular temperature and humidity, most of the chicks that hatch will die after a few days. So that's one thing you need to know. Then another is hatchery, hygiene, and biosecurity. This is another section that is very important. As a breeder, your hatchery hygiene should be superb, and biosecurity measures should be adequately kept. Hatchery disinfectant must be there. You must disinfect the hatchery because most of the infections chickens suffer comes from the air, through the air. They breathe it. Most of these viral infections is through the air. They don't go there and carry it. Most of them is not by contact. It is by breathing alone. They may contact them. That's why it is necessary that the hatchery must be disinfected, and there must be disinfectant in that hatchery so that from time to time it will be also, so that you to be safe for your birds after hatching. The birds you suffer in your farm to take care of their health. They contact these infections during transportation, because from different hatcheries, those that buy from local, untraceable, unbranded birds that are not well vaccinated, all of them are inside the same vehicle that bring their own chicken. Assuming they run for 8 hours, maybe from the west to the north, for hours, all of them are breathing the same air, just like having someone suffering from coronavirus in the same room for hours. Don't you know that you may likely contact it? That is how the birds are exposed. And that one is hand washing facilities in that hatching room. Protecting disposal containers must be there. Waste disposal containers must be there. It is very important. Buckets must be there. Egg disinfection equipment is very important, so that after bringing the egg, you disinfect the eggs before stocking them inside the incubator. Use any disinfectant that is not too dangerous for the eggs. Regular cleaning and disinfection of the eggs on schedule is very important. If you are stocking the eggs on weekly basis, you must disinfect that egg at least once in a week. It's very important. Restricted access to the hatchery. The hatchery is not a place where everybody enters and go in and come. No, it's not done like that. It must be restricted. Mostly, it's restricted for only the workers that work inside the hatchery alone. Separate clean and dirty areas. Separate clean and dirty areas. It's not everything that you sit in the poultry house or in the breeder's house that must come into the hatchery room. No, it's not done in that way also. Now, what are the hatching processes and requirements? The hatchery process and requirements. Number one is select good quality fertile eggs. During the process of the hatching, you want to set the eggs inside the incubator for hatching. Select good quality fertile eggs. Not all the eggs that your chicken lays should go into the incubator. No, it's not done in that way. You must do proper selection. Oversized eggs should be removed. Undersized eggs should be removed. Cracked eggs should be removed. Deformed eggs should be removed. Porous shells should be removed. Too dirty shells must be removed. Pre-warm egg appropriately before setting them in the incubator. Make sure you warm the egg. I didn't say you should go and cook the egg with warm water. No. There's what we call pre-warmer. Put them inside the incubator and set the temperature higher for some minutes before you put them inside the main incubator for hatching or for incubation. And that one is set eggs correctly in the incubator. There is a way you set the eggs. The sharp area, the sharp area, the broader area, the area that is very wider should be facing up, while the narrow area should be facing down in the setter. That's how it is. And that one is maintain the correct incubator requirement. Temperature, humidity. For chicken eggs, the normal temperature is between 37.5 to 37.8. Let it not exceed that, please. 37.5 is good for the first 18 days. Then from the 19th day, when the eggs must have set into the hatching section, you drop the temperature to 35.5. Good for the hatching also. Or 37.0 is good. That temperature is good. Then the humidity should be increased. While you drop the temperature during the hatching time, the humidity should be increased up to 60%. That is how it is done during the hatching period. Maintain the correct incubator temperature and humidity. This is very important. If the temperature is too high, those chicks may not hatch. They may die inside, and the shell may be sticky. They may stick inside the shell and die. If the humidity is too low, the chickens inside the egg will not be able to come out. The egg should be a bit light. The shell should be lighter for them to crack. Do you know that it is a chicken that use their mouth to crack the egg round before they jump out from the egg? That's how it is done. It's not the incubator that break the egg. No, chicken use their mouth to crack the egg round before they come out. So if the shell is lighter, they will easily come out. And once they come out, when the humidity is okay, their feather will not stick to the shell. They'll be able to come out quickly without having any problem. But if they stick to the shell, they may start struggling. As they are struggling, their legs may be deformed. They may have deformed leg or deformed feather. Now, turn eggs according to incubator requirement. The incubator has automatic turner. Once you set it automatic, normally the incubator will turn the eggs at the appropriate time. That's why I said using automated industrial incubator is always good. Remove infertile and non-viable eggs. Don't stock them inside the incubator. All those, after candling, all those eggs that you know that are not performing well, you know that their chicks are not, that egg scanner is just like X-ray or ultrasound. You will see the egg, you see the embryo inside the egg as it's moving. Anyone that is using embryo, that one is not necessary to stock it inside the incubator. You bring it out, you can discard it, you can feed it to your dogs or other animals also. You need to remove them entirely from the, if not, some of them will even burst and smell over the incubator and infect other eggs inside the incubator. Transfer eggs to the hatcher at the correct stage. Most especially after 18 days of incubation, you now transfer all the eggs from the sitting section to the hatching section where they will be comfortable to hatch. And make sure you don't overfill the egg tray, the hatching tray, no. So they will have space to come out also. Maintain appropriate conditions in the hatching room. The hatching room should be warm. Allow chicks to dry properly before bringing it out from the hatchery. It's not that immediately hatch, you start bringing them out. Don't open the hatchery until the eggs must have hatched. And allow them to dry properly before you bring it out for vaccination. Remove empty shells and waste properly. All the after hatching, you see empty shells will feed the whole basket. Make sure you remove them so that the chicks inside will have space to move around. That is very important conditions that you need to take into considerations. Day old management. After hatching now, what do you need to do? What are the requirements as a breeder? You need to do this area. One, chick boss. You need to, and the one that had properly also. Quality inspections. Make sure that anyone that has any deformity should be removed from others. Appropriate chick temperature should be maintained. And it should be up to 33 to 34 degrees centigrade so that they will not feel cold. Make sure there is clean water, clean drinking water for them. Appropriate starter feed for chickens. Once you are sending them to the brooding room, they must have appropriate temperature there, that 6 to 7 degrees time. Now, egg fertile, when you 3,000, that will help you also to know what you're going to do to the breeders also. It's very important also. Now, feed consumption. What is the quantity of feed they consume? What is the accurate number of sellability? That's the ones you can sell. You know, after sorting out, you know the number of you can sell. How many are they that you are convinced that this vaccination is very important? You must keep accurate vaccination of the stock, even the breeder, that's the breeder stock, and their chicks. If anybody is buying your chicks, you give them the record that we have already given this vaccine. That's why most branded hatcheries do. They give you vaccination schedule for the pets you buy from them, so that you know where to start and what to continue with them also. Now, the basic production chain of a breeder. How many females? 10 female is to 1 male. That is the hen and the cock or the roosters. Don't exceed this. Though you can keep more than 1 male, you can keep as many males as possible, but all of them should not be inside the same breeder farm. You can keep others in case you lose some males to mortality. If they are not doing well, you need to remove those ones and bring in another one. But if you don't have any bank of males where you keep them, you may not be able to do this. So if you need 20 males, make sure you keep up to 30 so that you'll be able to sort them out and reuse others also. After stock or breeder stock, the next thing is quality breeder feed. This, you cannot joke with this. Breeder feed is different from normal conventional broilers you buy, the ones you slaughter in 6 weeks or 8 weeks or thereabout. Breeder feed is different. If you have watched the last video I made on feed production, you know that I specifically developed a formula for breeders feed. Each feed nutritional analysis is different from normal conventional broiler feed. The energy, the vitamins and minerals, the calcium, lysine, methionine, phosphorus, fat are all entirely different from the normal conventional broilers. So you need to know this. Now, quality breeders feed, fertile eggs. If you give them quality feed, they lay fertile eggs. These are one, healthy parent stock that will give you, with quality feed, will give you fertile eggs. Next one is proper egg storage. It's very important. See the chain now. Healthy parent stock, that's the male and female. Quality breeder feed, the fertile eggs they lay, then egg storage, where you keep the eggs properly before placing them inside the incubator or before setting them in the incubator. Then the next one is incubation. You have now placed them inside the incubator between the day 1 to the 18. Now the next one is good candling. You must have ability to candle your eggs to know the ones that are developing and the ones that are not developing. Then quality control. Then the chicks. Vaccination after hatching is very important. You must give them 3-in-1 vaccine that will protect them from Marex, Newcastle, and Bull for the first week. That's why if you buy the chicks from the other hatcheries, you see that it takes you time before you start vaccinating them. It is that vaccine they give or intranasal, that's either from the eyes or from the nose, they give them in the hatchery, that protect the birds for the first week of their life or for the second week before it comes to you as a poultry farmer, before you start vaccinating them on your own. Those initial vaccines is very important. If you don't give it to them, those birds may eventually die. So it's very important that you give it to them. So all these are the chains of poultry breeding farm. If you have any question, please drop your questions on the comment section. I will end this video, this live broadcast, live streaming. I'm going to end it very soon. I don't want it to exceed 30 minutes. And tomorrow I will still go live. If not in this channel, it may not be in the other channel. But make sure you click subscribe and activate the bell notification so that anytime I go live, the YouTube app will signal you that I am live. I'm streaming live so that you can join us at any time. Make sure you share this video. Watch this video thoroughly. Every poultry farmer, just like every player, the joy of every player is to play in international or global competition like World Cup. Then the joy of every poultry farmer is to have his own hatchery, hatch his own birds, have his own parent stock, have the fertile eggs, hatch the old chicks, and rear them and sell. Now you can still make the feed on your farm so that you have completed the chains of that production. People will not be eating part of your profit. If you can't make the feed, you can't hatch, you only go and buy the OGs. Do you know how much the OGs is now? One day OG is about 1,600, 1,500. Now if you buy one, assuming you buy it 1,500 per chick, That chick is only one egg. One egg alone is about 250 to 300 naira. You can see one egg that is less than 500 naira after 21 days is generating how much? 1,200 per egg, because of the life they have added, because of the process they have added. But if you can hatch, if you can have your own parent stock, they lay the eggs for you there. That 300 naira eggs, incubate it under 21 days. They will be turning how much? 1,200, 1,200. Do you know that most times before September, October now, a day old chick will be sold 1,900 to 2,000 naira per chick. Remember, the old of layers, Issa Brown, is about 3,600. You can see the difference. For one egg, just one egg like this. That egg is incubated for 21 days. And assuming now you have, let's use 1,000 eggs in the incubator, it's about 5,500 to 5,800. Multiply by 35. You see? But if you hatch the eggs, that's one egg of 300, 400 is giving you 1,200 of income. Not profit here, because you need to remove other expenses. But you can see how much you are making from one egg. So the joy of every player is to play in the World Cup. The joy of every poultry farmer is to hatch in your farm. Make your feed your best, rear them and sell. You see, I have a very big farm here that we just built. I trained the owner and they built the farm. Recently, the farm just started. At least the press stock are there now. They are about 2 weeks to 3 weeks, getting to 3 weeks now. In the next 4 to 6 months, they will start producing eggs and start incubating. And they have the processing section also, where they process the chicken and package it, and the off-takers will buy them after processing them. It's a food chain production. This is the joy of every poultry farmer. Have a food chain production for your poultry birds. Thank you for watching. Let's stop this video here. We are live. Drop your questions on the comment section. I will be glad to attend to you. Till the next video is uploaded. Bye for now.